Welcome, my loves, to the School of You podcast, where we discuss sensitive topics and attempt at unloading and unraveling these unresolved traumas together. I will give you advice, in my opinion, based on my own experiences and experiences of others in my circle. So today's topic is going to be about why can't I change an alley cat into a Siamese? Why can't I change you? Okay, you can't change an alley cat into a Siamese. That's why you can't change a person. And what I mean by that is that you have people, and a lot of us try to give them the benefit of the doubt. And they have shown us a pattern of who they are. It's almost like that saying, same script, different cast. For example, you might find, I know of someone, and she is of a high position at a CPS school. But this person is extremely negative, very unprofessional. And although she has all of these degrees and certifications, and she's at a top administrative level at the CPS school, she does not know how to conduct herself as such. She does not know how to engage. She does not know how She just doesn't have the professionalism. She's not effective in communication. She don't know how to delegate responsibility. There's a lot there. And so although on paper this person looks good, phenomenal on paper, when it comes to this person, a personality and a way that they see and address situations, they always going to move in an undesirable way. They're going to move like an alley cat. Because it doesn't matter how many degrees or how many certifications that you have. It doesn't matter how high up the ladder that you go. If you do not want to change yourself, if you see there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, that behavior is going to follow you. And once again, you will always be an alley cat. You just dressed up. You just are more flamboyant, or you are more stylish. Alley cat, or you are alley cat that knows how to, when someone of higher status is around you, you know how to move around them, but as soon as they leave, you back to being who you are. You cannot change an alley cat into a Siamese. I remember Jay-Z stated that you can buy books, but you can't teach class. You have a lot of people out here, they are classless. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And they are in every sector, okay? They are in education, they are in government, they are city council, they're everywhere. Medical field, law, they're everywhere. And a lot of times it's hard to identify them originally because they know how to mask themselves. They are great manipulators, by the way. Great manipulators. I remember this one person informed me that I'm an educator, by the way, here in Chicago. And I remember someone telling me like how we're going to come in and we're going to change different things and be involved in a youth, and I like to call my students babies. So if you hear me say babies, they are my babies. They will always be my babies. And so when you see specifically a woman of color, right? When you see a woman of color, like this is a Black woman, and all these ideas, and you're excited. You like, yes, Black excellence, let's go. And only to realize that you were fooled. You were fooled. And you start seeing this person's personality and you're like, oh my God, or if you've been at work and your supervisor If you have a supervisor that one way, they act one way, when you're at work or when you all are by yourselves, but then when they boss come in, all of a sudden they know how to be professional, they know how to talk to you, they know they're speaking to you, saying good morning, you walking in shocked like, oh, because this person never speaks to you. So it's like they know how to mask it, but at the end of the day, people are going to be who they are. My mom once told me that the hardest thing that you can never do is try to change an adult. And I never forget when she told me that, and that stuck with me. And come to find that is so true. You cannot change a person if they do not want to change. I don't care how hard you cry, how hard you scream, how much you pray, how much you try to do for them, how much you try to show them that you here, that you're not going nowhere, that there's not going to be no neglect here or anything to that nature. It doesn't matter what you do. They're going to always be who they are. If a person is messy, they're going to always be messy. 9 out of 10 messy people don't see anything wrong with themselves anyway. So you can't change a person who do not want to change. If a person is abusive, they're going to always be abusive. There's nothing you can do about it. They're always going to be abusive. If a person is malevolent, they're going to always be malevolent unless they fix whatever inside of them. See, people that move like these people have these type of characteristics and even more, that just mean and evil and manipulative or opportunists and just, and they feed on the kindness of others. This is who they're going to be. They're comfortable with being that way. If a person wants to change, they will. And no one is saying change is easy. The first step is always the hardest step. But once you make that first step, the second one gets a little more easier than the third and the fourth and foremost. But a lot of people don't want to make that first step. They are comfortable and complacent being alley cats. And those of us who are not, this is very confusing because it takes a lot of energy to possess those type of negative characteristics. A lot of people don't even want to be around you, but a lot of times these people don't even recognize that. And pretty much alley cats hang around other alley cats. Siamese would not hang around an alley cat once they identify this as an alley cat, especially if it's one that can mask themselves. A Siamese, meaning that a person of integrity, a person that is respectful of themselves. Okay, a person that has class about themselves. A person that does not invite negativity. Don't shy away from it either if it falls on their doorsteps. But it's not something that they create. They don't go off looking for it. Like a lot of these white women out here that, that is labeled as Karens. You're coming out looking for it. But I guarantee you, at their jobs, they are probably the most lovable, nice people ever in the world. I have met one before, a MAGA Karen at that, and was around this woman for a whole entire year. And thought she was the most sweetest woman in the world. I surely did. Until the following year. This past school year, and then I realized, oh my God, this woman is a MAGA Karen. She's a racist. She was an alley cat the whole time, and I didn't even know it. And then when I found out about it, of course, I treated her accordingly. And I was very transparent, and I was very open, and I let her know that I know what she is, and don't come my way with that. And of course she tried because there's entitlement there. But I shot it down every time. But they are very convincing. And I can't give you there's no specific description. I mean, they are in families. They are in They are in your workplace. Some is even in your social struggle, your social circle. You just probably don't even know it. It's people in your neighborhood. It's people at your grocery store. It's people at your doctor's office. I mean, they are everywhere. It's really unbelievable how many people walk around and is just purely mean. And it don't have nothing to do with the people who they targeting. We didn't cause that. We didn't cause you to be so malevolent. We didn't cause you to sit here and have a problem, with people. And then you have a lot of people feeling like their opinion should be voiced. Social media have a lot of people thinking that they are more important than they are. And so they feel as if like they could just attack any and everybody that, that they want. They could just say any and everything, to people. And then you have people be like, oh my God, I did not know this person was this way. They have always been like that. Now they just comfortable bringing it out because of the culture that we living in right now. So can you change an alley cat into a Siamese? No, you cannot. You either have to accept a person. A person had once told me this as well. If you're going to be around this person, then you have to accept the person for who they are. You cannot sit here and put on rose-colored glasses and dismiss this person when they have a pattern of behavior. And then you get upset when they act the way that they have always acted. You cannot get mad at that person for being an alley cat. Once you identified this person was an alley cat and you still chose to be around this person, I don't care if they're family or not. Like my grandfather had always said, you can love anybody, especially family, with a long wooden spoon. You do not have to subject yourself to that. So if you still force yourself or allow yourself to be in this person's company, or allow this person to be in your company, in your space, and they start acting the way that they have always act like an alley cat, you are in no position to get upset. Because you control everything. That person does not have to be in your space. You leave. You walk away. You dismiss that person. Let me tell you something. Cell phones have created a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful button called the block button. Okay? Tap it. Tap it. Block. And people be up here like, that's funny, that's this, is that. But my thing is, I pay my cell phone bill. You don't. You're not about to sit here and tell me who I'm supposed to be subjected to. My space is my space, and I'm trying to protect my peace as much as I possibly can. Serenity is important to me. So why would I allow someone negative to come in and destroy my peace? That is bizarre thinking to me. And I didn't do anything to you. A lot of people that's walking around with all of this pain and hurt, we have nothing to do with that. But yet we are always the targets. And I'm telling you, you don't have to be a target. Walk away from that. That person is not going to change. There's a person in my life right now. I stated in order for me to even have conversation, for me to even be around, for me to even allow her to be even close to me, an inch away from me, for me to even embrace her, she will have to be a nun. That's how much damage this person has caused. She would literally have to turn her life around to be a nun for me to be convinced that she is no longer the person that she was. You have to put you first, my loves. You are a priority. Life is but a dream. You blink, and every time you blink, it be like 10 years to pass. You don't want 10 years to pass and you still dealing with the same person and the same issues and the same toxicity and the same pain and just the same brokenness and then it's the same trauma. You don't want that. You deserve peace. And you do not Under any circumstances, you don't sacrifice that. You don't sacrifice that. An alley cat will always be an alley cat until they want to change. And you let them be. So, I really, really, really hope that you got something out of this podcast. I try to be as transparent as I can without being too personal. But I hope that you receive the message. Because can you turn an alley cat into a Siamese? Can you change them? No. You look and search for your equal. And whether that's in a relationship or even in your friendship circle, even in your family circle. And if you cannot find that, then you create it yourself. And it's okay being on an island by yourself for a little while until you find people who you feel like is worthy of being in your space. Do not apologize for having boundaries when it comes to your peace. So with that being said, I want to thank you, my loves, for listening and sharing your time with me. It was amazing discussing my thoughts with you. This is almost like a therapy for me as well. As we get deeper into these topics, I will be discussing more and more with you guys. And this is my first podcast, so don't be too harsh on me. But don't forget to tune in to the School of You podcast every Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, where you're going to partake in riveting discussions with me. And I might have a surprise guest. But you have to tune in to hear it, my loves. I love having a dialogue, a monologue, but I also love having dialogues. I think other people's opinions should be heard, not just mine. So, and I want to give you guys that. Please have a blessed and stress-free day. Goodbye, my loves.